Hello, everyone. How are you tonight? What are you and you, but especially you? Yes, you. What are you grateful for this Sunday night, the 26th of April, the last Sunday of April? Woo! What are you grateful for tonight? I am so grateful to be here with you all. Let me get my other screen going here. Boom. That one is good. And let's see if I get over here to this one. There, I've got that going. I think I've got everything working the way it's supposed to be. It is great to be here with you on this Sunday night. So excited to be live tonight. Oops, hang on a second. I got to hit that button. The joys of technology. It wants me to keep on hitting buttons sometimes. And I got to stop that. Stop video. Boom. Okay, now everything is working the way it's supposed to. I think. One more click. All the clicks. All the clicks. Yeah, everything is click, click, click. Sometimes I feel like George Jetson. I'm just pressing a button. I'm aging myself there, okay? You guys can find the Jetsons on YouTube. For those of you that are younger and don't know who the George Jetson is, meet George Jetson. Okay. I can totally tell that you will want to check that out. I can totally tell I am making it appealing to check out George Jetson. If you have not checked out George before, I know you will want to do that. I know you will. Let me flip over to our opening quote tonight. Good to be back with you in person in the office. I was live on. I was early on Wednesday. Ooh, I like this quote. I like our opening quote. Hey, Carrie, how are you? Hope all is well with you in Florida. Hope it's not too hot tonight. We actually were, before I came on tonight, it got dark out. So we were almost at the point, another month maybe we can have an outdoor show. I was sitting outdoors and checking in with my siblings and making some calls here tonight before I came on tonight. It was not too hot out there. It was nice. It was not too hot and not too buggy yet. Both things were a good thing. Our opening quote tonight is, "There is only light. If only we're brave enough to see it. If only we're brave enough to be it." That is a quote from Amanda Gorman, a poet. There's always light if we're only brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it. Yeah, that summer warm. I mean, we've been down there this time of year a lot, this end of April because it's Ryland's birthday week. We've done a lot of time in Florida. And we have to balance the hot. This is pretty much the end of when we like or can handle going down to Florida before it's too hot for the summer. So there you go. So tonight we're gonna talk about being not being small, starting small, smaller than you think, because as entrepreneurs we tend to think big, which is really awesome. I love thinking big. I love big thinking. I love thinking outside the box. I love thinking of new and bigger ideas. But starting small creates rituals that actually stick. Um, and I got inspired by this by a New York Times article about a writer for the New York Times who was looking to spend dinner with friends. And it sounded simple, but it kept falling apart. You know, and what finally worked was them actually creating a ritual, a habit, same friends, same night, same apartment. No new recipes, no new guests, no moving locations, just show up week after week until it became a ritual. And that's how so many things become a ritual. I even have a friend that I go out to lunch with every time I have a dentist appointment. I know that sounds kind of crazy, and actually, I was just talking about her tonight, um, because you know, I worked with her well over 30 something years ago, and whenever we that was she lives in New Hampshire, and for the longest time, I still went to my dentist in New Hampshire. I hadn't lived in New Hampshire in over 30 years, but I would still go there. So twice a year, we would see each other when I went to the dentist. And now I don't go to a dentist in New Hampshire, but that is the same impetus for us getting together. Okay, we've made that habit that Neil goes to the dentist, we have lunch. And so we have this ritual and we pick up and we meet in between now, is where we meet. Um, you know, most people talk about why you couldn't make something like this happen, why you can't make a ritual with friends, why you can't make a habit of doing something. And that is a question. But the real question is, why did the last one fail? And it wasn't the discipline as much as it was the design. You built too many things into it. Okay. So, like using the Lori and I example, Lori was my friend, is my friend, was my friend. Okay. Lori and I, when we get together for lunch, it is extremely simple. Okay. We know where and when. And even now that I don't go to a dentist in New Hampshire, we meet at this one restaurant in between her and I. Okay, it is about halfway between the two of us. Same restaurant, same time, which was really coincidentally about the same time as my dentist point would always be over. And we have lunch. The rituals that stick are the ones built small enough to survive a bad week. Okay, so rituals in your business, okay, are same day, same time, same place. Like I have an example of a ritual is I have a monthly, and I just happen to have it printed off here. I have a monthly list of um, bills to make sure I pay and monthly reports to make sure I run and process. Two rituals. Okay. I do them at the same day, same time every month. Okay. I do them at the beginning of I do the make sure next month's bills are paid, okay, at the same time every month at the beginning of the last week. So that's why I have this report. And the monthly reports will get run the first weekend of the new month. Same day, same time, and same place, okay? And when you do that in your business, when you do that with your team, okay, you create three pillars. You don't overcomplicate it. You don't create five pillars, okay? When you create a routine around, um, sorry about that. I thought I had my phone on off. When you create a routine, okay, that is like that, like my lunch where we meet in the middle on my dentist appointment day, okay? Like in your business, we do this every Monday between 9 and noon. Okay, we're going to get this done. Same day, same time, same place. Okay, we do, vendor reorders. Vendor reorders is something that's simple to fall through the cracks. Okay, but we do that on the 15th of the month. Okay, and we do it at 9 o'clock. Okay, 15th of the month, regardless of what day of the week that falls. That's when we do it. That is how you build simplicity. the friction happens, okay, really because the greater the friction, the less likely the habit. And that's from James Clear of Atomic Habits. Every time you add one more thing to it, you add to a ritual is a reason it will not happen. Okay, like every day I get up and exercise. Every day my morning ritual, okay, is I get up, I walk the dog, I empty the dishwasher, and then I exercise. I don't look at my phone. I don't check my emails. That is my ritual. Okay, not a lot of complication to it. Very easy. I can explain it in 3 pillars. Okay, I can explain it in 3 steps. The more steps you add, okay, because that's what we do as entrepreneurs. We tend to overcomplicate things. Okay. Um, an example would be you start a weekly numbers review. Like you're like, I'm gonna do what Neil says, and I'm gonna look at my 3 numbers to know. But you then say, oh shoot, to look at this right, I gotta redo my categories. Or I gotta build, what would make this really good is if I did a custom dashboard. Or, Neil talks about the 3 numbers to know, but really there's 6. And he's talked about those other 3 at other times, so I should add those in too. And, you promise yourself you'll do it before the store opens. And by, Tuesday, the whole thing is dead. Not because, but you designed a ritual that needed a perfect week to survive. And when you design rituals that don't need a perfect week, that need simplicity, is when you have success. Again, it's all about baby steps. Okay? You design how most store owners design it perfect, then execute. Okay? That's like fire, then aim. Design it perfect, then execute. Okay? You try to pick the metrics, build the template, add the agenda, schedule the meeting, hope it sticks. Rituals actually stick when you run the smallest version of it. Then add on layers. When you pick one thing, not 13 things. When you strip away the extras, same day, same time, same place. So, like with bigger teams, I am very big on every week having a team meeting, a manager's level meeting to plan for the week. Same day, same time. No excuses, no rescheduling, no emergencies. And, when they really stick is at the 90-day mark. 90 days makes a habit. 90 days makes a ritual. And, I was even talking to this with my HVAC guy the other day. He's like, I've got to paint my, I've got all these painting projects half started in my house, and I want to garden, I want to mulch, and I want to get all that done. And I'm like, well, what's going to have the biggest impact? And he listed off like 12 things. And I'm like, what's going to have the biggest impact in the next 90 days? And he's like, well, the painting would. I'm like, well, that's number 1. That's what you're going to accomplish this next 90 days. We can revisit the list. And we talked his whole list. We listed it all out. And we can revisit that after the 90 days. But this is our big rock for this next 90 days. And this is what we're going to drive forward. When we focus on one thing, when we keep the list simple, I know how our minds work. We drift. We drift. We drift. Okay, I get it. I understand it. That doesn't mean throw out the rest of the list. That just means not have it in front of you. Don't have it front and center. That's the only thing that needs to be there is the one thing, the smallest version of it. That's what makes it amazing. So some examples of rituals that people, keep abandoning. Weekly number review, staff one-on-ones, your consignment intake, social media content batching or end of day closeout. There's always that thing that you want to work on, the ritual you want to do, but there's always an excuse. The end of day, mastering the end of day closeout and the plan for that. Well, the last 15 minutes always get hijacked by one more customer. Or, working on your consignment systems. Well, you're waiting for it to slow down, and that never comes. It's not about all the things. It's about doing one thing really well for 90 days. One thing. One thing. So when you when you create an anchor and you pick one ritual and strip it to its smallest useful form, one day, one time, one place, you protect it and you treat that block of time as if a customer is paying you to be there, because eventually they will be. You repeat, you do it for 90 days. No upgrades, no tweaks, no this week I'll also do. And then after 90 days of consistency, we can look at adding one element. One element. Not 12 elements, one element. Let me give an example. Same goal, two different designs. Only one would survive the quarter. The over-designed version is, I will review my P&L with a new dashboard, pulling year-over-year comps plus 3 KPIs. And it dies, okay, because you didn't build a dashboard. The comps take an hour to pull. New KPIs, which are key performance indicators, you have to define that. Feel arbitrary, and by week 3 you're like dashboard smashboard, okay. Versus the minimum viable version is, I'm going to spend 20 minutes looking at last week's sales total and write down one observation. It survives. I just spoke Martian. I love it. I love it, Kelly. Well, we were just talking about Martians. Actually, I just watched the whole thing with Neil deGrasse Tyson, so I was talking Martians. Low friction, survives week by week. Okay? And then you can add a comparison. Then you can add a KPI. Then you can add something else. This is simple but not simplistic. I know. I did that on purpose. This is the light version, Kelly. I'm going to do a whole lesson on this. There'll be a whole new lesson in the new program on this. I'm working on a whole new lesson for it. This is the light version. I promise to go deep on the full lesson. This is a very light version of it, but I'm actually using this for a whole as my stepping ground, as part of my ritual of getting me to create an amazing new new lesson. So hang in there with me, because I will bring it home to you. I will bring it home to you. I promise. I promise, because it is really cool when you implement this, when you take this and the 90-day system. And I have so many, some stores that I work with that have gone from chaos to simplicity, where they're actually driving that needle forward, and it is so freaking cool. It is so freaking cool to see. So you can be doing this too. You can be doing this too. Hey, Joanne, how are you? Great to have you here. So, the simplicity of the 90-day rule is keep it simple, stupid, super simple, the KISS method. Okay, very, very basic, the minimum viable way. And don't add anything for 90 days. No expanded scope, no while I'm at it, no new metrics. 90 days, one ritual. Okay, not fancy, not sexy, 90 days. Because boring rituals build great stores. Boring rituals build great stores. That is what I'm talking about, people. That is what I'm talking about. Oops, what did I do here? I hit a wrong key. You know what else I'm talking about? This video and everything I talk about goes over to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store where you can like, comment, subscribe, and oh yes, ring the bell, ring it, so you know when another one drops. You can also share it with everybody you know in business, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, so we can help everybody run a better business. I am here every Sunday and Wednesday at More 8 than Ish, Sunday and Wednesday at More 8 than Ish. But if you have a question in between, just email me. Neil, Neil at resalerise.com, Neil at resalerise.com. We start the program with our opening quote. Our opening quote tonight was really good. There is only light if we, there is always light if only we're brave enough to see it. If only we're brave enough to be it. Be the light. Ooh, and our closing quote tonight, also a good one. Don't go through life, grow through life. Don't go through life, grow through life. There you go, people. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a May Day party. I don't know. We're going to party. Yes, we will. But until then, and until Wednesday at More 8 than Ish, know that you, but most importantly you, yes, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. I will see you, yes, you, on Wednesday.